Hey, Irene, what the heck is your problem, huh? Care to explain this pie in the fridge? It's absolutely huge. How am I supposed to fit anything else in here? Oh, hey, Luna. I really am sorry for taking the fridge right now. It was just that I baked the pie before going to work last night. I was going to have some after I get back from my shift, but feel free to help yourself to some if you'd like. I have some different kinds of teas in the cupboard that might go well with it. You think I want to have a single bite out of something that some gas station attendant made? Besides, don't you know that I'm on a diet? Oh, I see. I guess I didn't know about the diet. And just why would you go and bake something, huh? Don't you know that we just had our oven replaced? Don't tell me that you used it. Well, yeah, of course I used the new oven. In fact, I was really surprised with how well the pie turned out. I think this new oven really elevated it over a pie that I would have made with the old one. But anyways, the pie is for everyone to share, and I'm really pleased with how it turned out. I really just can't believe you. You do know that I was the one who bought the new oven in the first place, right? I paid for it all, so just who do you think you are using it without asking me first, huh? I'm sorry, I don't think I quite understand what you mean. I am saying that it's my oven and you should have asked me before using it. I mean, seriously, how old are you that I have to be explaining this? I bought it, so it's mine. It's just that simple, and you should have known better than to use something that isn't yours without asking first. Hold on just a second there. What do you mean it's your oven? I mean, isn't it for all of us to use? Besides, it's your fault that the last oven that we had broke in the first place. That's why he had to completely replace it. Are you kidding me? I know that you're not trying to blame me for this. That oven was on its last legs, and I just happened to be using it when it broke. But then you all had to make this huge deal about it and forced me to buy a new one. But you guys are the ones that were using the oven all the time, which caused it to break. I don't know what you want me to say. You broke the oven, so it's only natural that you should pay to fix it. And besides, I was the one who paid for this oven, and I didn't care at all if other people used it. Well, I am telling you that I bought this new oven, and that means that it belongs to me. Do you understand? So don't go using it without asking me about it first. In fact, the next time that you want to use the oven, I'm going to charge you $5. So what do you think about that? You're going to charge me money just for using the oven? What is the matter with you? So you've got all the money in the world to buy the things to make a pie, but you can't afford $5 to bake it? You really must think the world revolves around you, huh? But maybe it's just that you can't actually afford it. And just what is that supposed to mean? I mean that you are already the age you are, and you're still living with your parents. I think that you can hardly say that you've lived a successful life if that's the case. Not only that, but you work at a gas station and are always bringing back free things from there. And on top of all that, you have to force your sister to buy new appliances. It's pretty obvious that you're nothing but a huge failure and don't know what you're doing with your life. Wow, I can't believe that I'm having to take this from you. What is the matter with you? What's the matter is that you were touching my stuff without asking me first. You didn't buy the oven, so you shouldn't have been using it.
So, you and Luna were getting into it again, because you used the oven that Luna was saying belonged to her.
I wouldn't say that we were getting into it as much as Luna was completely overreacting. I mean, it's like she completely forgot that she bought the oven as a replacement for the one that she broke. And now she's acting as if it's some precious object of hers that only she's allowed to use. She wanted to charge me money to use it.
I see. Well, in that case, it seems to me like it's all your fault.
What? Are you kidding me? How is any of this my fault when Luna was the one who broke the stove in the first place? Luna doesn't even use the oven. She doesn't bake or cook or anything like that at all. So for her to be getting so mad about people using something that she would normally not even touch is just absurd.
Well, sure, you say that the oven broke, but it's really just that one component of the oven broke, right? I mean, it still produced heat and all. I'm not sure the whole thing needed to be replaced, to be honest. But because you made Luna do so, I think you have to take the blame for this. You basically forced her to buy a whole new oven when that really wasn't even necessary.
I have no idea what you're talking about. That oven was so old and had been well used by the time it broke.
I get that. But that still just means that it looked like an old oven. That says nothing about how it was actually working. You should have just made her replace the part that was actually broken. I think that you just wanted a new oven, and that's why you made Luna be the one to go and buy it for you. Honestly, not only is that selfish of you, but it's also just so obvious.
I can't believe what I'm reading. Did you really think this was all some elaborate plot by me?
Oh, come on, Irene. It's not like you're the most mature person. I mean, you're still just working part-time at a gas station. It's clear you just wanted someone to buy you something new. You used Luna and manipulated the situation to get what you wanted out of her. Just admit it.
I am not going to admit something that I didn't do, and I didn't force Luna to do anything.
And I think that you're just changing the story to fit the narrative that you want it to. But the fact of the matter is that you're still living at home and you could never afford something like that yourself. When are you finally gonna grow up and move out? You really need to understand where you stand in all this.
Where I stand? And just what is that supposed to mean, huh?
Well, you're acting like you're so special, but I'm the eldest son and I'm living at home to take care of Mom and Dad. The fact of the matter is that there's no reason for you to be here. I'm the new master of the house. I think you need to recognize that.
Did you seriously just call yourself the master of the house?
Well, it's true. I mean, this house, this land. I'm going to be getting all of it after our parents die. And so I just think you need to realize where you stand in all of this. All I'm saying is that you might want to think a bit about the future and maybe leave my wife alone. Okay?
You better be joking about all of this. I mean, since when did anyone say that you were going to be the master of the house? And just who said that you were going to be inheriting all of that after our parents pass away?
Well, I'm the eldest son, so of course I would get everything and you wouldn't. I mean, sure, you're my older sister, but you're not even married. That's why I'm telling you to stop being such a leech and learn how to stand on your own 2 feet.
Are you kidding me right now, John?
Sorry, I know it's easier said than done. I mean, who wouldn't want to marry a woman working at a gas station? Yeah, but anyways, just leave Luna alone, okay?
Hey, Irene, I was just curious. How much money do you have in your bank account? Do you think you have enough to rent an apartment? And just why do you want to know how much money I have? I mean, I probably could afford an apartment, but why do you ask? I knew it! I knew that you were nothing but a little leech. You had savings this whole time, and yet you still insist on living at home. But now that I know you can afford to move out, I want you to pack up your bags and get out of here. We are done with you. Excuse me? You want me to pack up my bags and leave? Well, you just said that you had enough money to get yourself an apartment, so I'm not seeing what the deal is. But you can't just kick me out of my own home like this all of a sudden. What is going on here? Don't you see that this is all for you? If you don't have this push to help you get out of the house, then you're never going to learn how to be responsible. And since it's clear that you've been selfishly saving up money to hoard for yourself, I don't see any problem with kicking you out. You really think that I'm just some kind of selfish leech? Is that all you think of me? Of course it is, and it's high time that somebody kicked some sense into you, so I am taking it upon myself to throw you out. You need to go out into the world and learn how to take care of yourself. Luna, I'm sorry, but I just can't understand any of this. I mean, I haven't done anything to you or John, and I have a job. Sure, you have a job, but you're still not living on your own or standing on your own 2 feet. You're nothing but a gas station attendant who needs to trick her sister-in-law to buy her a new oven. Well, John and I are done feeding into your bad habits and laziness. That's right. Even John is with me on this. In fact, this was all John's idea. Are you kidding me? You mean to tell me that my own brother is trying to kick me out? He thinks that having you around is going to hurt his chances of inheriting the most wealth as possible from his parents, so that's why we're kicking you out. I see. And just what did my mom have to say about this little coup of yours, huh? Does she even know? Well, we don't need to bring this up with her at all. Besides, John already knows that she'll go without plan. After all, this is for her sake as well. And just how in the world do you figure that, huh? Because I know that your mom would rather just live with John and I and would love to get rid of you. Everyone would be better off without a leech like you in their lives. So you're really saying that my mom is on your side and you trying to kick me out? I'm saying that she will be and that it's no concern of yours to begin with. Now just pack up your bags, leave, and never ever come back. There isn't a single person in this house who wants you around. So take you and your part-time gas station working behind and just go already. Okay then, if that's really what you want, I'll be gone before the day is done. And never ever come back. The house belongs to John and I, and that's it. There's not enough room for you here, and there never was. You really are clueless, do you know that? But if I'm not going to be coming back to this home anymore, then I'll make sure that no one can ever go home to it. And just what is that supposed to mean, huh? It means that I have tried to be patient with you, and now I am just at my limit. I had no problem when you two moved in. But if you two are really going to try and kick me out of my own home, then I'll have to take matters into my own hands. And I'd rather see this house demolished and this land turned into a parking lot before handing it over to you. Look, Irene, I get that you're upset about being kicked out like this, but you have no authority to do anything like that at all. Oh, really? That's funny, because last I checked, I owned this house, and it's my name on the deed. Wait, what? It's your name on the deed? That's right. So tell me again how I don't have the right to do what I want to my property? What's stopping me from demolishing the house and selling the land? You know that this area is in pretty high demand, right? I could find a buyer within hours, but first I'll go and find a new apartment for myself. And tomorrow I'll look more seriously into what can be done about the house. But wait, hold on. Are you seriously the owner of the house? Why in the world is it your name on the deed? Well, it's because my mom changed the name from hers to mine, and that made me the owner. You see, after you and John got married, Mom decided to ask me to manage her estate. But I don't get it. Why would she want you to handle all of that? Well, it's because neither of us thought that you and John would want to move in with Mom. And since Mom was worried about what might happen in the future with her health, she wanted me to have the power to handle things if it came to that. But I had no idea about any of this at all. Well, Mom and I were thinking about telling you both, but we just had no idea how long you would be staying. Mom seemed to think that you two were always going to move out soon, though, so she thought better than to tell you both. But anyways, all of this is to say that the talk about you two inheriting the house and not me is just all something John came up with. But this can't be happening. The house, the land, it was all supposed to be ours. Well, don't worry. I'll let Mom decide who she wants to go and live with. And if she ends up picking you two, I'll even make sure to pay you money to take care of her. And just where are you going to get the money to do that? Why would you even do something like that? Well, because I promised Mom that I would take care of her. It wasn't just the house I was entrusted with. But anyways, after I sell this house, I'll also have enough money to be able to take care of Mom. In fact, this whole time, I've been giving help to Mom with her bills and even giving her an allowance. You have? But I really had no idea about any of this at all. Well, now you do. But anyways, I've got to go and start packing up all my bags. I'll explain what's happening to my mom, and you can explain this all to John. I would start packing up your things as well, by the way. You won't have much longer here. No, this can't be happening. You're lying. You've got to be lying to me right now. I mean, our whole plan, it's all gone. We were going to have the house all to ourselves, really make it our own, and now you're telling me that we're actually getting nothing? Yep, there won't even be a house standing by the time everything's said and done. But your brother is the eldest son. You can't just take his house from him. I already told you that John was never getting the house, so I'm not taking anything away from him. But anyways, him being the eldest son means nothing. So anyways, I'm going to go and pack. Good luck with everything. So in the end, I packed up my bags, lived in a hotel for a week while I apartment hunted, and ended up finding a great condo to live in. I made sure that it had room for 2 people since I knew that my mom would want to come and live with me and not Luna and John. She actually loved the place so much and was much happier there than back home. As for my brother John and his wife Luna, they had quite the panicked packing after they realized their time living at home was limited. They had actually drawn so many plans of all that they wanted to do to the house once my mom and I were out of the way. But all of their dreams and plans and blueprints came down to nothing as bulldozers tore down the house and flattened the land into an empty lot. I hear that the 2 of them are living in a terribly cramped apartment these days with almost no savings to speak of. I really have no idea where their money went. They must have thought they were going to get so much from owning the house after they kicked me out. It's clear, however, that they should have come up with a backup plan for themselves. I can only hope that this experience has taught them to always double-check documents and know the full context of what they're getting themselves into, to say nothing about lessons on how to treat people.
Happy birthday, Mom! The 50th birthday is a huge one to celebrate. I left your birthday present on the living room table.
Thank you. I just arrived home from now, so let's see what you got me. What is the meaning of this? What are you saying? Gifting me this divorce papers.
I'm telling you to get a divorce, duh. I don't want an old lady as a mother. You should just get a divorce and go off somewhere.
Why would you say such mean things?
That's because you've caused me so much embarrassment. You came to cheer me on my game when I told you not to go because you'd embarrass me.
That's because I had a bunch of PTA stuff to handle as well. Of course, I can't just go because of what you told me. Plus, I wanted to see you out there in person.
Nobody asked you to. Because of that, my crush commented on how old you are. Do you understand how embarrassing that is for me? Nobody but me has a mother who decided to have kids at an old age. This was one thing that I wanted to hide from him, so I need you to get a divorce with Dad. As I said before, I don't need an old lady as a mother. You'd listen to the request of your cute daughter, right?
Well, you've given me the best present ever.
Huh?
I didn't know you hated your mother that badly, Madison. If that's the case, then of course I'll get a divorce. I'll sign the papers immediately.
Wait, you'd get a divorce with Dad?
What are you all hesitant about now? You're the one who prepared the papers for me.
Yeah, but you agreed with it way too easily. I thought you'd argue more about it and not agree to my request that smoothly.
I had been thinking about getting a divorce with your dad for a while now, so I figured that this would be a good chance to do so.
Really?
I figured you'd find out eventually, so might as well tell you. It turns out your dad has a young girlfriend.
Wait, he's been cheating?
Exactly. So I am gonna get a divorce. My daughter hates me and my husband is cheating on me. There's no reason for me to stay in this family any longer.
This is hilarious. Your husband and daughter not like you are way too pathetic. You are a pathetic mom.
I am. My child who I gave birth to gave me divorce papers. It kinda hurts, honestly.
A wrinkly head like you wouldn't be phased out as something like this. Anyways, after you sign the papers, make sure you start packing your things. You have no place in this house anymore, you hag.
How long have you known I've been cheating on you, Lily?
About a half a year ago, I think, when I was taking care of some shopping for some PDA business in the next town over, I saw you guys.
Oh, come on. I thought I was careful with the locations. I didn't expect you to be there at all.
We are getting a divorce, right? Don't you say that you don't want to.
Of course I'm fine with it. I'm happy that this is happening since I plan to do it myself eventually. I didn't expect to be able to get a divorce this quickly.
Wow, so she wasn't just for some fun then. Well, I guess you didn't pick her over your wife.
Of course I did. A younger woman is much better to be around than some hag. Besides, our daughter is overjoyed with having a younger mother.
So she caught you up with everything, it seems.
I showed her a picture of her new mom and she was so excited. A pretty woman like her is gonna be her mother.
Good for her then. Now about what's going to happen from here on out. I will not be paying for childcare. In return, I won't be requesting consultation money from you. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, sure. I'll sign the divorce papers and submit them. I'll even submit them today.
Well then, thanks for everything, and have fun with your new family.
Having a young mom is so great. She's so pretty and living with her has been so great. All the food she makes looks so fancy. I post all of them on Instagram.
I'm glad you guys are getting along so well.
We're so close, it's almost like we're mother and daughter, or maybe best friends. I've always wanted a parent who was like a friend. A 50-year-old hag could never be that. I'm so glad that my new mother is here.
My apologies for not being able to be your friend.
I asked her to come to my next game. If it was you, I would have never asked you, but she's so young and pretty, she can. I'm sure I can win with a young, beautiful mother cheering me on. I plan on showing off so that she'll give me so much praise.
I hope you do your best then, but I doubt you'll be able to focus in your match.
Hey, just because we get along so well doesn't mean you should get jealous and say mean things. A hag getting jealous is just too painful to see.
Uh-huh.
Well, I guess it can't be helped. You're all alone from now on. I'm guessing you're not sure what to do once you grow older. It can't be helped that you are so jealous.
You seem to be in the highest of moods. I sat here listening to your talk only for you to insult the person who gave birth to you?
You got a divorce, so you have no right to act like a mother to me now. I'm not your kid anymore. So don't rely on me to take care of you in the future. If you have this much time to try act all motherly, then you should use that time to plan out your lonely life after retirement.
I'm already prepared to live alone, so you don't have to worry about that. So could we stop this now? I don't want to involve myself with you any longer.
A lonely hag is trying her best to appear strong and independent.
Whatever happens to you, I'm no longer your mother, so don't contact me. No matter how sad or hopeless you feel, I am not coming back.
Who would miss you? I'm so happy at the thought of never having to see your face ever again. I'm so excited for my next game anyways. Everyone will so be jealous of me.
We'll see about that.
Uh-huh.
Well, good luck with your game. I pray that you have an eventful day.
What do I do, Mom? I don't think I can continue on being on the soccer team. I don't think I can even go to school anymore. I don't want to see anybody anymore.
What?
How did this happen? I thought today was gonna be the best day ever. I was gonna brag about my mom and win the game. It was going to be so amazing.
It seemed to be that way until it didn't. I'm still not entirely sure of what's going on, though.
Everyone is so mean, Mom. When I brought my new mom to show everyone, nobody wanted to talk to me. When I went to talk to my teammate, they told me to stay away because they wanted to focus.
Oh my, what happened? You got along with everyone at the team.
We lost the game, and they all blamed me for it. They said that I was so distracted with bringing my new mom, I wasn't focused on the game. They told me that they don't want to be teammates with someone who would kick their parents out. Why do I have to be told such mean things?
Wow, that sounded like a really bad day.
How does everybody know that I kicked you out anyways? I know I told my friends about the divorce, but still. I know I told people about my new mother, but still, I haven't told anybody about kicking you out.
I'm sure everyone heard from their parents. I did tell all the parents at the PTA meeting about the divorce.
Wait, really?
The parents of your teammates were also there too, since we also take care of your soccer team. I had to apologize for having to leave them. I, of course, had to tell them the reason why I'm leaving is because I'm getting a divorce, and mentioned about how my daughter and husband left me.
You're kidding, right?
Everybody got so sad and cried for me. There were even some people who said he'd miss me. I'm sure I burdened some people with me being a bit older, but I did try my best to fit in with everyone. I guess my efforts were not in vain, seeing as they respected me.
You were that close to everybody else's mom?
Of course I was. I tried my best to get along with everyone just to be able to support you more.
What?
I understand how you don't like having a mother who is a bit older than everybody else's mother. That's why I tried my best to help you out and not cause you too much trouble socially. To support you, I did my best I could at the PTA regarding your team. I volunteered to do all the shopping tasks that nobody else wanted to do, and I did bring snacks I got from my job for everyone.
You were doing all of that?
I didn't want to drag you down, so I tried to be the most supportive mother for you, and because of that, I've gained the respect of other mothers.
Whoa.
But you decided to toss me out. The parents all probably had their thoughts about the situation and shared it with their children as well. That's probably why they were all so cold towards you today.
So my crush knows everything as well then. He pulled me aside and told me that even in middle school, I should understand how hard it is to give birth at an older age and how much you wanted me to be born. He said he couldn't believe that I would abandon a mother like that.
Wow, he is a very blunt kid, although it's nice to know that there are sweet kids like that out there.
It's all over for me. My teammates hate me, and my crush hates me. I don't know what to do. Do something, Mom.
That's not any of my business. I'm not your mother anymore, remember? If you're that upset, go cry about it to your new mother.
I can't do that. She's upset as well. She said that everyone is way too cold towards her and that children's sports are so boring. She suggested I quit and not do anything.
What?
I can't complain to her about all this at all. I want to see you, Mom. It can only be just during games and you can continue the PDA things. But please, come.
I refuse. Doing the PDA things for your club takes up my entire precious weekends. If it wasn't an issue before when I was doing it for my daughter, but I refuse to give it up for my weekend for another person's kid. I'm going to be spending my weekends for myself.
Please, Mom.
You're the one who says you can't go to soccer anymore, so it works out anyways. You worked so hard since elementary, but I guess that ends here. When you leave, make sure you say your thanks and goodbyes to everybody first.
Hey Lily, it's been a while. How have you been doing? I know it's only been a few months since the divorce. I'm sure you've been doing well since you don't have to worry about children anymore.
Huh? Are you trying to make me feel bad? It's annoying. Don't contact me for pointless things like that.
Wait, it's nothing like that, I swear. It's just that there is a lot going on right now and I couldn't help but complain.
What's there to complain about? Aren't you having fun with your new young wife? Everything should be fine with your rosé-colored glasses on.
Honestly, there's a lot of issues going on with us financially. Rather than roses, it's more like dandelions.
You're going through that much?
Just some slight miscalculation. Okay, it was more than a slight miscalculation. I didn't expect to struggle this much, though. My wife isn't making much money.
What?
The money you're making in your 50s and the money she's making in her 20s is completely different. Even with the both of us working, the amount is way too low. I just didn't expect it to affect us this much.
You normally would expect these kinds of things. The older you are with the job experience, the more money you'd make. I'm making $10,000 a month, which is impossible for a 20-year-old to make at an office job.
I admit that I made a mistake in my expectations and calculations since I wasn't thinking about all that. She said she'd continue working, so I figured we'd be okay. But recently she's been saying that she wants to be a stay-at-home mom.
What?
She assumes that what I make would be enough to support us. She wants to retire and just focus on taking care of me and Madison.
I'm starting to smell a suspicious plan brewing.
The amount I make is great and all, but it's nothing compared to what you make, especially with the amount you make with your age and all.
Yeah, you don't get a whole lot from your job.
Plus, we made a lot of money, which made our taxes pretty pricey. That took up all my savings. Even if we get through with just my salary, it'd be barely enough. I wouldn't have enough to even start saving again.
Sounds like a rough time. Madison is starting high school, and that's only gonna be more money for you to spend on her.
That's why I'm begging you. Please, help out with childcare.
What?
$1,000 a month. Wait, no, 500 is fine. Please, pay for childcare. I promise only to spend that money on Madison. So please, help us out here.
I will absolutely not. I'm not paying a single cent. Didn't we sign the papers on terms of my not having to pay for childcare? I don't pay for childcare, and you won't give me consolation money.
Yeah, but...
So if I pay for childcare, will you give me consultation money? Is that what I'm hearing? I'm being generous here by not having you pay me a percentage of both your and your wife's salary. Yet here you are begging for childcare. Should I start asking for the money I deserve then?
You're kidding, right? Please don't. We're barely making a living here.
Then don't ask me for money. Simple.
Please, don't be so mean. This is for the sake of the child you gave birth to. Can you forgive yourself if you do this?
Absolutely. She's the one who abandoned me anyways.
But...
I have no love for that child anymore. Whatever happens to you guys, and more specifically, whatever happens to that kid is no longer any of my business. This has nothing to do with my life.
But...
If anything, I really don't like that kid. The fact that she has your blood in her veins makes me hate her.
What? You hate us that much?
Exactly. So don't bother me anymore. Oh, by the way, as my last act of kindness, I'll tell you this. You should keep an eye on Madison. She seems to be struggling with her soccer team.
What? Really?
Your new wife doesn't seem to get along with the other moms at the PTA. If things continue the way it is, Madison will probably quit soccer, even though she's been working hard since elementary.
She was complaining about how many things there are to do for the PTA. But you've been doing it and it was easy, right?
Yeah, they're easy, but there's so much to do for each task. After each game is a get-together planned out, you have to buy drinks or more sports goods, and at the end of each month, you have to have some papers ready to hand out to other moms.
You did all that?
How about you do all that instead then? That way Madison can continue playing soccer. Somebody better hurry and get the mothers to like you, or Madison's depression will only get worse.
She's depressed? How haven't I noticed?
While being the director of the company and being a housewife, I was doing all the PTA work while you were out cheating with a younger woman. Try going all through of that first before you start relying on me to save you. Anyways, as a husband and a father, you better do your best you can for your family. Good luck. David immediately went to the PTA to help out Madison's situation, but none of the mothers welcomed him with open arms. Eventually, Madison had to quit soccer due to being unable to handle the tension from her teammates. She gradually became shut in and barely goes to school anymore. As for the wife, she quit her job without further discussion, resulting in fights between her and David from morning to night. From all the eating she does due to stress David goes through, he gained an alarming amount of weight. The stress is starting to affect his working habits as well, completely ruining his chances at a better wage even in his 50s. Eventually, there were so many complaints about his work ethic that he got pressured by his peers to quit.
David refuses to do so though, having to take care of his family and spends most of his time at work staring at the ceiling and spacing out. It'll be interesting to see how much longer this family will last.